What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Homegrown Career Mode. This is episode number 30, and I want to say to start today's episode off, for those of you who are unaware right now, I've just began a new Career Mode save. I uploaded the first episode on the weekend, and the save is with Fulham. It's going to be our main Career Mode in FIFA 19, and if you haven't seen it already, I'll leave a link to the playlist in the description down below, and you guys can go check it out. But I want to say what this means for this series, and also my club and country save, is that these two saves now are going to be sort of like secondary saves on my channel, if that makes sense. The new career mode we start with Fulham, that'll be uploaded daily, or at least very, very frequently, the most frequent out of the three, and that'll be uploaded in the weekday afternoons and on the weekends as well. Whereas this save in the club and country save, we'll still be uploading it really regularly, but it'll become like a secondary save where we tend to upload the episodes in the evening on the weeknight. So yeah, we'll still be uploading the save and the club and country save too. We're not stopping it, don't worry, but yeah, it'll become a secondary save now, and a new career mode of Fulham will take priority. But heading into the first game of today's episode, we will take on Arsenal here at the Emirates Stadium in the second leg of the Europa League round of 16 tie away at the Emirates Stadium. Of course, in the first leg of St Mary's, we drew 1-1, which meant heading to London in this game tonight, we had to score at least one goal due to the away goal ruling, and just 12 minutes in, we picked a strong lineup, and Gareth Bale, what a surprise, was the guy that would find the back of the net and put us in front on aggregate. Took it around his man, went for goal and found the top corner, but you might have missed it actually. On the first replay, you might have seen it. Mustafi was like screened off by one of our players. He got in the way of Mustafi, the German, and Bale just had a clear sight to run at goal, did just that, and found the top corner as well. So we needed to score tonight, hence why we picked up a really good attacking lineup, and we already led by a goal courtesy of none other than Gareth Bale. And in the 17th minute, we had a great chance to make it 2-0 as well. Jeremy Martin was played forward, but Bernd Leno made a fabulous save on the one-on-one against the Frenchman and kept the score at 1-0. But the referee then brought play back for a free kick after we were playing advantage. Gareth Bale stood up to take it, went for goal, and unfortunately I'm pretty rubbish at free kicks. Leno made the save, a little bit of an anticlimax for you there. Leno made the save pretty comfortably, and it was still 1-0. But to demonstrate just how well we were playing in the first half though, we were dominating Arsenal. Gareth Bale was looking the real deal. Another attempt, this time from just outside the area, goes just over the crossbar and sailing behind for a goal kick, as it was still 1-0. But to be honest, in the first half we could have scored 2, 3, 4 goals. Great chance for Martin here at the back stick after Chamberlain's teasing delivery to the far post, but unfortunately he was at full stretch, couldn't make clean connection and headed the ball wide of the post. But again, at half time you saw there 4 shots, 2 on target and 1 goal. And in the second half, pretty much right from kickoff, 2 minutes into the second half, once again it was that man Gareth Bale. We didn't need to score another goal in this game, but after a brilliant first half display, I thought, why should we sit on this 1 goal lead? We've got Arsenal on the back foot, let's keep them on the ropes and go for a second goal, and that could kill the contest off, because that'll give us 2 away goals. They'll need to score 3 goals on the night now, and as you can see, they couldn't even manage 1. Final score, Arsenal 0, Southampton 2. I would say one of our best wins of this series, let alone season. Gareth Bale's brace sends us through to the next round of the Europa League, as he continues his hunt for the Europa League Golden Boot come the end of the season, as he's still leading the league in the Premier League Golden Boot race. But you see there, we only had 44% possession. We didn't do too well with holding on to the ball, but we created a couple of chances and we took them courtesy of Gareth Bale. But defensively in that game, I got to say, Bale won man of the match, but we were absolutely sublime at the back. Callum James in particular, Archie Cook, shout him out. The reason Arsenal didn't get any chances was because of those two. We were absolutely brilliant defensively in that game, as we made it through to the Europa League quarter-finals, where as you can see after the match reschedule and tournament prize money emails, see the news article here, Southampton drawn out of the hat, or the bowl it is now. Southampton have got in the quarter-finals Fiorentina, the Italian side. First leg coming away from home. Roma versus Villarreal, Chelsea versus Sporting, and Real Betis versus Manchester City are the other 3 ties. So 3 of the 8 teams remaining are English. And based on those ties right there, I've got to say, we could have 3 out of 4 teams in the semi-finals being English. I'm not sure it'll work out that way, but I'm looking forward to the tie in the quarters. And I've got to say, after beating Arsenal, I think we can take Fiorentina. It won't be an easy tie. I'd imagine it'll be quite balanced, but I definitely think we have got a good chance of making it through to the semi-finals. And of course, don't forget the board are asking us to reach the final in our first season in Europe. I think we can take Fiorentina. I really do. Get an away goal in Italy, that's going to be the plan, to take back to St Mary's, and I think we could do it. I think we could make the final 4 in this competition. But still, 3 days later, we were back to domestic duties, playing away from home once again, as we went to Goodison Park to take on Everton in the FA Cup quarter-finals. Of course, Everton right now, as we know, currently doing so well in the Premier League. They're in 3rd place right right now. They've had a fantastic season. Heading into this game, we were definitely going to be the underdogs, and as this game came just a few days after our victory away at the Emirates Stadium, we fielded a very much changed lineup for the game. And Everton started off on the front foot. Angus Gunn made a couple of fantastic saves, but in the 6th minute, unfortunately, the Toffees would go in front and find the back of the net. But I've got a feel for Angus Gunn here, because the strike comes in, Gunn makes a brilliant save, it ricochets off the turf, and then hits his arm and goes into the back of the net. Nice skill to work his way inside there. But as the shot comes in, Gunn just made 2 fantastic saves just moments ago. I thought it was a 3rd one there, but unfortunately, it's just one of those things. We've had some lucky goals this season, we've had some unlucky goals conceded this season, and that one is definitely in the category of the latter. So Everton in front, Gunn with the own goal. We couldn't really fault the keeper there as the Toffees struck first. But in the 14th minute, a great chance to get back on level terms, and we should have taken it as well. Sam Lewis played through one-on-one. We've sung his kid's praises a lot. 2 goals this season in his first year in professional football. I don't know how I missed a target from there as I blazed it over the bar and into the stand. So it's still 1-0 to Everton, but I got to be honest, in this game, you know, there was definitely a gap in class. Again, we weren't at full strength in this game. We made a lot of change to the lineup, quite a few youngsters getting a chance to impress, and just 5 minutes after the restart, Everton doubled their lead as Bernard, who came off the bench, made it 2-0 and gave the Toffees a cushion. So it was 2-0, and one thing I found against Everton in this game was it was so hard to get the ball. Their passing, their movement was brilliant. Look at this for a goal, man. Seriously, the red shirts are just chasing shadows there. Nice ball into Bernard, he's through on goal, and he finds the back of the net. So 2-0 to Everton, and you know, there are some games which I will lose and I'll say, oh, it was quite an even game, this one quite balanced, could have gone either way. Definitely not in this game. Everton tore us apart, and the man in the moment was Memphis Depay. Absolutely superb individual performance by the Dutchman there, as he made it 3-0 with 20 minutes to go with a wonderful goal. He had the first goal taken off him, and rightfully so, as an own goal for Angus Gunn, but he was pulling the strings in this game and showing his prowess as well when going for goal. Takes a touch, gets it out of his feet, goes for goal, and right into the top corner. Poor old Angus Gunn had no chance for all 3 of the goals. And that was how the game finished away at Goodison Park. Final score, Everton 3, Southampton 0. We made it to the final last year before being beaten by Spurs by a goal to 0 at Wembley. We won't be heading back to Wembley this season, unfortunately. Knocked out in the final 8. Memphis' goal, and the first goal he scored, along with Bernard as well, send Everton through. But absolutely no complaints from me coming in the game. We were a weaker team. We deserved to lose that game. Everton played much better and thoroughly deserved to make it through. So they are in to the semi-finals of the FA Cup, and based on the teams that are left, I've got to say I'm disappointed we're out, because this was definitely a winnable competition for us this season. We see our tournament prize money come here in the semi-final ties. A tasty Merseyside derby in the FA Cup semis. Everton will take on Liverpool, but Swansea versus Watford, the other tie. Had we made it through, I've got to say, man, I'd definitely fancy our chance of possibly going all the way, but sadly not, we're out, and it might be a blessing in disguise as well, because there's 10 games to go in the Premier League right now. We're still only 6 points off the league leaders, Leicester City, and there's still a chance of a top 4 place come the end of the season, plus we're into Europa League quarterfinals as well. We could do about the extra games in the calendar, and I guess if one competition was going to go, I guess I'm pleased it was the FA Cup. But still, for the third and final game of today's episode, as you saw just briefly there, Archie Cook has been called up to the England squad for the first time. Love it when one of your youth players gets a call up to the national team. But for the third game of today's episode, the final one, we will take on Crystal Palace, back to Premier League duties, but once again away from home at Selhurst Park, as you took on the side right now in 6th place, who had a fantastic start to the season. For a while, were leading the league, and taking on here away from home, both teams still have a great chance of making the top 4. And against Everton, we had a really bit of bad luck when we conceded our first goal. But as I always say this, and I know I sound like a broken record when I say it, but it's true, it's one of the sayings on this channel, luck will balance itself out, and that's why I never complain that much when really bad luck things happen to me, because I know I'll get my share of good luck at some other point as well. And for this goal, definitely very lucky one. Bale goes for goal. It's a good stop by Gaeta initially, but it ricochets off one of the defenders, and Ethan Collins pops up in the area as our number 6 scores in minute number 6 to make it 1-0. And Collins this season, he's got 3 goals. He hadn't scored a single goal all season long last year. Now he's got 3 in the Premier League. You got to love that, and he fires us into an early lead away from home. So Crystal Palace 0, Southampton 1. But in the first half, after a really poor performance against Everton, shipping 3 goals, and it had now been 7 goals conceded in our last 2 domestic games after our 4-0 drubbing against Manchester United. In this game, we had to respond and play much better in the Premier League after our loss to Manchester United away at Old Trafford, and we started, to St Mary's even, and we started the game off so well. We were leading by a goal, and we deserved to be 2 goals up for our general play and our good attacking football, and we were. Just before the break, we got that second goal we deserved, and what a surprise, the guy that got it, Gareth Bale. We are not a one-man team, but Gareth Bale probably thinks we are because he's picked up the slack so many times this season. He still leads the league in the race for the Golden Boot. That's his 15th Premier League goal this season as he heads in the corner, makes it 2-0. And to be honest, at half-time, I was disappointed it was only 2-0. We should have been 3, 4, 5 goals out. We'd had 9 shots, 5 on target, and 55% possession. We were a far better team in that first half. We much deserved our 2-goal lead. We were hanging on for the clean sheet as well in stoppage time. Palace hadn't really attacked us in this game, but as Milivojevic played it through, oh my goodness, man, this guy, seriously, I can't get over it. Rodriguez scores, makes it 2-1, halves the deficit. Of course, it's only going to be a consolation goal because there wasn't enough time for Palace to get the ball back off us and get any more chances. So Palace get a goal. It is a consolation, but Rodriguez, this guy I think has scored against us every time we face Crystal Palace. How do you stop him? 10 goals in the Premier League, but Gareth Bale with 15 now. His second goal ensures we do get the 3 points and win away at Selhurst Park. A massive, massive victory for Southampton in a big clash between two sides right now with an outside shot of winning the title, let alone making the top 4, but a much better performance after our loss to Everton. A big, big 3 points there as we stay in the hunt for a Champions League place. But that was today's episode of the Homegrown Career Mode, guys. So big thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Don't forget to check out my new series playlist in the description. And I will see you for the next episode of the Homegrown Career Mode very soon.